What's up, guys? It's Chase coming back to you guys. In this video, I thought I'd go through some tips and tricks on meal prep that I personally use, especially when you're starting to diet or when you're starting to look into nutrition and health and those types of things. One of the biggest things that I had a problem with was portion control, that type of stuff. So here's about 4 or 5 tips and tricks that I use throughout the week. So when I prepare my meals for the next day, that way I'm still on track and I'm on target and I know what I'm putting in my body throughout the week. So I'll give you those tips and tricks. Alright guys, so the first tip that I want to give you guys, or the first tip or trick, is the thing that I recommend is getting MyFitnessPal. Now, you don't have to use MyFitnessPal, Weight Watchers, whatever you want to use. But tracking what you're eating is extremely important, because what I found out, especially early on in my particular journey, is that I would overeat on certain foods that I thought that I knew what I was putting in my body based on amounts, those types of things. So definitely some way to track foods. MyFitnessPal, how I use it is I actually plan out my meals the whole day before for my macros on the next day. And that way, when I go to meal prep, as you'll see, I know the amounts that I need. The second thing that I highly recommend is a food scale. Really, any type of food scale will do. Again, one thing I noticed very early on was I would actually be overeating on certain amounts, even though I thought I was eating the correct amount. So like rice, potatoes, pasta, proteins, vegetables, those types of things, I'd either be under eating or overeating on a certain thing, and that really led to imbalances and me putting in more calories than I actually needed, and that's how I ended up putting on more weight than actually recomping my body, those types of things. So that's tip number 2. So how do I use both of these? I use MyFitnessPal to plan everything out, then I use my scale to actually measure all the foods out. So every night I actually cook. I've used a lot of different type of techniques, from prepping for a whole week to prepping 3 or 4 days. This system is personally how I enjoy doing it, because it gives me a little more flexibility throughout the week, and it allows me more flexibility, but at the same time, it's really convenient, especially for an 8 to 5 job, because I can basically eat the same thing throughout the work week, and then on the weekends I can kind of mix things up because I have more time. But it has saved me in the long run. I enjoy my meals and I can mix them up. The third major thing for meal prep that everyone will tell you to get is Tupperware. Yes, it's true. Tupperware will save your life, especially on the 8 to 5 job, where you might get that craving throughout the day, whatever the case may be. This way you already have your meals planned. You don't have to worry about anything, that type of thing. So how do I go about prepping meals every night is, first and foremost, based off of what I currently want to eat, those types of things, and I plug them in MyFitnessPal. Then I come home after the gym and I end up doing something like this, and I'll show you. Alright, so here, as you guys can see, this is how I meal prep, especially for the upcoming day. I personally like to measure everything out, and then what I do after I measure it all out, as you see there, is, since I'll be eating about the same thing every day throughout the next 5 days, because it's a work week and it's easier for me to come home that way and cook it, I'll just mix and match all this. So that amount of food right there that you guys just saw is just for the 3 primary meals throughout the day. I'm eating 5 right now, and then the 2 meals that you won't see are my post-workout meal, which will be pretty high in carbs, and my breakfast. Those are the 2 meals that you won't see, but these are the next 3, so let me cook those up and I'll show you what they look like afterwards. Alright guys, so there are the 3 meals, my main meals. For tomorrow and probably the rest of the week, I'll probably be having approximately the same thing depending on my macros. 2 other tips that I have that I thought of. First, you'll notice that throughout most of my videos, you'll see a lot of the same ingredients. So like how I say staple foods. This makes it extremely easy, not only to meal prep, but when I go out and I start, like, when I go out to the restaurants and stuff, I kind of already know the macros in my head, so I can estimate if I'm doing more of like a intuitive eating type of day, then I already have like a base calculation in my head, so I can still kind of figure out how many macros I've been eating. But yeah, staple foods definitely help because you already kind of know what you're going to be eating, how much of each macro you have in them, and at the same time, it's a simple manipulation. Say your carbs go up, and then you just add in a little, like 5 or 10 grams of sweet potato, and you hit your new carb intake. So it keeps things a little bit simpler. And the second thing that I definitely recommend is get spices. So as you can see, my spice cabinet is kinda, I don't know if you can see all that, but yeah, definitely definitely get some spices. Spices will save you in the long run, because if you're doing like a lot of staple foods like I do, then you're going to be eating the same type of foods a lot. For me, it's easier. People could say it's bro dieting, but that's kind of how I do. If it fits your macros, spices will save you in the long run, because now you can mix and match your foods, but at the same time get a different taste on them because of your spices. So what I'll be doing is probably be eating those types of meals, the same type of meals throughout the week, the next 5 days. And then when Saturday rolls around, I'll do more of an intuitive eating, but still keeping within my macros and the general foods that I like to eat. So yeah, I'll be throwing those in the fridge for tomorrow so I can pull them out. And when I head off to work, I'll have 3 out of my 5 meals. And if you like the video, please click the thumbs up button. Like, comment, subscribe if you're a returner. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new, definitely stay involved. Definitely leave a comment. And one last thing. Forge your forever, guys. Forge your forever. Until next time.